Hello, viewers. Today I am going to be showing you what we do staying indoors. So, since COVID-19 has made it possible for everyone to be at home, it's not an option, it is mandatory. Well, mandatory because when you stay home, you stay safe. And so, I want to share with my viewers what I do, how I keep myself busy, and how I have fun with my kids, how I make sure that we are spending our time wisely at home. Now, if you do this, I'm telling you, you cannot just go wrong. There is so many things that you can do. You just need to be able to put your mind to it, and there you go. And you have lots and lots of fun with your family. Not only that, you can use this time as a time to bond more with your family members, your children, your wife, your siblings, whatever, whoever. You can actually use this time wisely. And so I'm trying at this time to make sure that I share with my viewers what I usually do and how I personally have been having lots and lots of fun with myself and with my children. We've been having so much fun. And I'm going to start off by telling you what I do with my children. And I know that, most of the time, parents might tend to, be by themselves because they are busy doing one thing or the other. But I'm telling you, parents, this is not the time to leave your children by themselves with all that internet and social media without knowing what they are doing. Actually, this is a time for you to get to know your children much better. Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So it's important that we, find time to spend this time with our children. And so, like we know, well, I have boys, they love games, right? So my boys love to play their games, and which is very, very okay. But it's again not too good for them to play game 24/7. So what else can you do outside playing games? We can do something else. We can play
Monopoly.
we can play Monopoly. And this, how fun is playing Monopoly?
It is extremely fun.
Extremely fun. Very good. It is extremely fun. And guess what? There might be parents like me who don't even know how to play Monopoly. I'm just being honest. But guess what? Your children can.
Teach them.
They can teach you. Your children can actually teach you how to play Monopoly. You get to have fun with your children and you get to bond more with them. What else can we do outside playing Monopoly? So for our children, for me, I usually use what I have in the house. And what else do I have my kids do? And so I tell them to go ahead and use their Legos. They use their Legos. We have so many things that's in the house that they've not been using. So I ask them to use their Legos to kind of divert them a little bit away from games. So that way, they also play with their they also use their Legos to build, and that can be lots and lots of fun. And if you have like 1,000 pieces of Legos, guess what? You are giving them some 30 minutes time or an hour to get that Legos together. So that can be very much fun. And also, what I do with my kids, the most important thing that I do with my kids, okay, well, so we do a lot of Bible studies, especially in the night at night. When we do our night prayers, we do our Bible studies. And what do? I have my children, first of all, I get them to read. I get them to read from the Bible. So we read from the Bible. I'll get a chapter, have them read 10 verses at a time, explain to me what they understand from what they have read and how they can apply that to their life. Is that right?
Yes.
And of course, they also do, what else do you do outside that?
We we recite our memory verses.
They recite their memory verses. And I'm going to ask my baby boy to actually go ahead and recite a little bit of Psalm 91. We all know Psalm 91, it comes so handy at this time. The Lord tells us so much more and gives us that comfort and confidence with Psalm 91. Can you recite Psalm 91 for us, please? Just a little bit. Go ahead.
Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High God will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. See, isn't that wonderful that we can also beat COVID-19 by reciting the word of God? And I also have learned to also recite Psalm 91. I'm not yet there completely, but I'm almost there. And that's so much fun. And what else do I do? At the end of the day, I have them, they all have their journals. Thank you, St. Michael's Sunday School teachers and Director of Education. Thank you so much for their journals. These children have been with us for more than 2-3 years now, right?
Yes.
And so I get them to actually go ahead and open up in their journals and write what they understand. They write the dates, and of course they write what they got from the verse we write for that particular day. So that is wonderful time, and that's a very good way to also share your time with your children. So you are all learning together. They ask questions, mommy also get to ask questions, and we all get to tackle the questions together. So together we are growing, together we are having fun, and together we are doing something that is worth doing. That is bonding together as one big happy family. And moving on, I'm also going to tell you what parents also need to be doing. Again, like I mentioned earlier, kids, we have so many gadgets for our children to play with. They have this, they have this. So when you take one, when you ask them to do something else, they go to the other one. Isn't that right?
Yes.
That is right? So you say, give me this, I need you to take a break from this, and guess what he does? He switches over to other one. And I'm like, what do you call this? A Nintendo Switch. And I say, take your time off screen time, period. Off screen time, period. Isn't that right?
Yes.
And of course, oh mommy, but no but now. We need to rest our eyes. And of course, the most important thing is the phone. So when your kids are on the phone or playing that game for that matter, you know technology is doing wonders. They get to play games with people who are not in the house. I don't know how they do that one. They just connect somehow. But what I do as a parent is to make sure that I look over them and I try to see what they are doing, who they are playing with, what kind of games they are playing. And it's very important because guess what? Do not be a naive parent that will stay home and say, oh, well, they are busy with their gadgets and they are busy with their internet or whatever, but you don't know what they are doing. It's important at this time to thank God for giving you this time, right? So that way you can guide your kids if they are into anything that's not right. For my kids, most of all, thanking God, they're always doing that which is right because, again, they know mommy. What does mommy always do? What does mommy always do when mommy come around to say, what are you doing?
We have to turn over what we're doing so that she can see what we're doing.
Of course, I want to see what they are doing. And also, guess what? And since our children, fortunately or unfortunately, they are now into online school. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that. Well, you still need to support your children when they are online school because guess what? My role is to make sure that they have the laptop going, that they are on time, that they have their assignments done on timely manner, and that they are also logged in and involved in the class. That's a good one for me. So I'm just by the side, not distracting my kid at all, but I want to make sure that he is involved and he's also being, that he's aware and he's participating in the class. And that is very important. And so I get to share that quality time with my kids, see how he's doing in the classroom, make sure that where he is sitting, that he's sitting up comfortably, that he's not just sleeping, but that he's wide awake. So I make sure I wake him up in the morning, get him out there, take his shower, make sure breakfast is there on time, and boom, he's ready to go. So parents, there is so much that you can do. And other stuff that I do with my kids, we get to play pillow fight. We get to do what?
We get to play pillow fight.
We get to play pillow fight, which is very good. And we also get to do wrestling. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? That is absolutely fun. I get to wrestle with my kids. Yes, of course, I get to wrestle with my kids. And they have fun with that. And I get to play pillow fight with them. And they have fun with that. And the other thing that they also want to do is when they are so tired, because guess what? Mommy is also in school. So when mommy is doing her own thing, they get tired and they also want to check on mommy. And what do? They come flying right on top of mommy's bed. I'm like, come on now, guys. Come on. Can we stop that now? And they're just there. And that tells me, all right, mom, time for the children's time. So I need to take off from my book and also pay attention to what they are doing and, give them that attention. We all need attention. It goes both ways. So our kids need attention. We also need their attention. So we need to work together to beat COVID-19, right?
Yes.
All right. So that's a whole lot that you can do. And of course, for my kids, being indoors is not as easy as you can think. And so for the little one, have been indoors for completely a month, not stepping outside. And I, as a parent, I'm a little worried about that because it's not getting his vitamin D from the sunlight. Yes, I do give them the multivitamin every day. I do make sure that I have the fruits, which they really don't like eating so much these days, but I do give them that. But what I've done is really not putting them in danger, of course, and not putting myself in danger, is to put them in the car after one good month of being indoors. And I had the face mask, of course, we had a face mask on, and I took them to just the nearest school, my kids' school, which is just round the corner. And when we got there, almost we're just the only ones there. So we got down from the car, got to just walk around a little bit, run around, jog around, play around, and then boom, came back inside. I think that little fresh air did us a lot of good. It's good that you're careful. Of course, we were very careful to make sure we were not where other people are. So that way we also kept safe. So parents, I'm telling you, there are so much things you can do staying indoors, keeping safe, and having fun. And of course, my son loves to read. They also love to read. So what I also do is all the books that we have, thank God we have a couple of books at home, library books, which of course can be renewed. So, get them from time to time to go ahead and read, something to keep them challenged, which is good. And of course, as we know about COVID-19, my youngest is 11 and the oldest is 16. So what I do is get them to listen to the news. I'm like, what do we need to do? What do we need this for? I'm like, it's good for you to listen because guess what? This is going to be history. I'm not just saying this is going to be history. Little did I know that my 16-year-old was writing an essay on COVID-19. And so you see, you need to guide your kids. They need to be aware of what's going on. So when you pay attention, you'll all be good at the end of the day. So that is very, very good. So we need to keep doing that. Keep doing that because as you do that, as you bond with your children, that's a good thing for them and a good thing for you as parents as well. I also got my children to do house chores. This time around, it's not just mommy, right?
Yes.
What else do you do? Tell me the kind of house chores that mommy have had you to do.
Wash the plates, mop.
Can you say that loud, please?
We wash the plates, we mop, we clean up.
Okay, so I got my kids. Definitely wash your plates, clean up after yourself, and mop the living room. Yes, of course. Why not? If mommy can do it, you can do it. It's supposed to be balanced out, right? So we mop, and guess what else we did? I had my big son also wash his clothes, do laundry, keep your room clean. That again is a very good thing because we all need to be working together, making sure we are having quality time together, making sure that we are doing the right thing. And the last thing I'm going to say regarding our children and what I usually do with them, for COVID-19, we all know it has no cure. The cure for now is stay indoors. Stay indoors, period. I don't want to hear it. Stay indoors. But what I've gone out of my way to do, because you guess what? We hear all kinds of, we get all kinds of information in the social media, in the WhatsApp. So many things are just going around. But it's good to sometimes pay attention to good information that can be very useful. So what I've done, because as a parent, I stay in home, I work from home, and I have to step out from time to time to work in the office or to meet with one or two persons. So what I've done for myself to keep safe and to keep my children safe is I've gone ahead to have ginger. You all know about ginger. I got ginger and lemon and celery stick. And what I do, can you please pass that on to me, please? What I do is to have it together. I slice it, I wash it clean, slice it very well, and then I put it to boil. And I also have what we call uziza. Sorry, the Igbo people don't have me by that. Uziza and uda. So it's a little bit spicy. So I put all that together. So you have the ginger, lemon, and you also have the celery stick. I boil this and I drink that, of course, and I give my kids a little bit of it to also drink every day, just to keep, to boost our immune system. And I know they don't like it, but hey, it's not about liking the drink, but it's about keeping safe. And so we're doing good to the glory of God, and we are all having fun together. And we are all trying to also do some things that will keep us busy. The other thing before I forget that I do with my kids is to have them learn to cook. Make their breakfast. Simple thing as making their breakfast. Can you tell me what mommy taught you to make the other day, please?
She taught me to make waffles.
Can you speak up loud, please?
My mom taught me to make waffles.
Your mom or I taught you? Okay, go ahead.
My mom taught me to make bacon, waffles, and omelets.
Very good. So things like that can be handy. You can teach your kids to make little things. I mean, 11-year-old is no longer a kid. 16-year-old, they all need to be able to make their breakfast. And I'm getting around to teaching my 16-year-old to cook lunch. So guess what? That way, when he's old and in his home, he can cook for himself. He can cook for his children. Yes, he's a boy, of course, but guess what? Boys are practical. I love practical men who can cook and can do some fun stuff. So you see, I am having fun. I have a handful. And the other thing, before I forget, is during Sundays, I always get my sons, especially the little one, to attend Sunday school. Thank God for social media. Thank you, St. Michael's and all angels. You guys rock. And guess what? I get my son to attend Sunday school. And as he does that, I make sure I say, well, everything else, put everything else aside, pay full attention and be involved. And that has been working. And mommy is right there so that just so we're all together, getting together, ask questions and get to understand what's going on together. I know my big son, oh my goodness, he loves sleeping in on Sundays. But I told him already, coming Sunday, we're all going to be in church together, online, of course. Nothing wrong with that because we are in-house, but we're all going to be doing it together. It is good to still keep your kids focused, keep yourself focused, and do some quality things together and grow together. So at the end of all this, you all have positive stories to tell. And not only that, you must all have been enriched and have quality time, and you've been all blessed. And so I'm going to end this segment for kids. But before I end this segment for kids, of course, my big son also does exercise. That is going to come in the adult time to tell you what, as adults, what you can be doing with your time. So before I end, I'm going to ask him, my baby, okay, can you tell us what more thing, what else do you do with your time that's fun? Come on now, tell us what else you do with your time that's fun.
I use the hoverboard.
Okay, speak loud so we can hear you.
I use the hoverboard.
What else do you do? So tell us, what have your experience been like this staying at home at COVID? Tell us, what, first of all, tell me, what do you understand by COVID-19, coronavirus? What does that, when somebody say coronavirus, or somebody ask you, tell me what you know about coronavirus. Tell me what you know about coronavirus. And I'm sorry I'm putting you on the spot right now. Go ahead and speak loud, please.
Coronavirus doesn't really target the younger people. It much more targets the older people.
What else do you know about coronavirus? It's an infectious virus, and it's a virus, and that actually, is very, very. And there we go. I'm going to be ending this segment right now because I'm going to be cutting out this side. Coronavirus is a virus and is highly contagious. It actually can infect others. People, we've been told that the only way to avoid being contracting this virus is by staying indoors and staying 6 feet away from people. Making sure you do not stay very close to people, because when people speak, when they cough, you can actually contract this virus because it's highly contagious. And so that's why we put on the face mask. That's why we put on the face mask, to make sure that we keep ourselves from contracting the virus when somebody speaks, or when when you have somebody spit out and you dispute them, the virus, the air will not carry it on and get to you. And that's why we also have to make sure we do what? Wash our hands all the time. Wash our hands all the time. Tell me, what do you do all the time?
Wash our hands all the time.
What do you do all the time to keep yourself from contracting the coronavirus?
Wash my hands all the time.
What else do you do? Stay indoors. Stay indoors. And what else do you do? Put on your
face mask.
Put on your face mask. And what else do you do? Put on your
gloves.
Put on your gloves. And that's what we do to keep safe from this coronavirus. Making sure that we stay indoors, wash our hands, put on the sanitizer, and there we are. So I hope my viewers, that you've all learned one or two things that you can be doing with your children while you are in home. And of course, guess what? I've already said this for my boys, but I know that you can always know what you have at home. Make use of what you have at home. You do not have to go out to buy anything. Be creative. I also told my son a story about, can you tell us the story I told you? I told you a story about the turtle and the birds. Can you tell me a little bit about that story?
And the story is about a very old turtle that was very selfish, and he didn't like that the birds could fly and he couldn't. And there was a big party that was going on in heaven, but the turtle couldn't go, so he asked the birds to help him get wings and fly. So that's what they did. And the turtle made a promise to the birds that he would allow them to eat and come to the party with him if they helped him. But he went back on his word and he didn't do it. So the birds went down back to earth and told all the people that they should put a bunch of sharp and hard objects where the turtle would fall back down.
Okay, and so what does that story tell us? So I'm saying that it is good to be able to be creative. Have story time. Depending on the age of your kids or the age of your adult children, create time to have some fun stuff. Get to know your children, get to do stuff together. That basically is the point. So, I kind of have creative ideas. I tell stories to my young ones, very interesting stories. We get to learn my language, get them to speak my language. Right? What do I say? What? That's my favorite one. So just do anything fun. You know yourself. If you don't know your children very well, this is the time for you to go out of your way to create time for your children, for your spouse, to have some fun stuff together. You can do it. I am having the fun of my life. Yes, I am so very busy, but I cannot be ever too busy for my little ones or for my kids. Not at all. It's I feel and I get that joy from working together with them and doing fun stuff together with them. So you know what you have at home. Use what you have at home. Be creative. Think out of the box and think of what you can do to bring you together as a family. Pray together, read the word together, study the Bible together. Listen to your Bible studies. Join your kids for Bible studies. Nothing wrong with that. Have your kids join you in online worship. Nothing wrong with that. If you're not used to doing that, maybe this is the time for you to do something that you've not been doing before. You can come together and do worship together online. Just being there together is a way of actually bonding together. And as you do that, you pray, pray, pray. And as you do that, my prayer is that God will continue to bless our time being at home. This is a reflective time for each and every one. God will bless our time together, will keep us safe, and at the end, we'll live to tell the story of COVID-19. Woo! I am done and out. Bless you all.